This is not a story about love. It's a story about death. The turning of the age draws near, and there are distractions. Some you may find troubling, and others might allure you. But the path of destiny is clear. You won't reach the end of it without temperance, and you won't have power unless you find strength. Don't say I didn't warn you. Good luck.
Hello, welcome everyone. How's it going? Everyone's having a fantastic night. We are here for the premiere of Sovereign. So excited. I'm going to be run by the lovely Stellaluna. Stellaluna, take it away.
Hello everyone, welcome to Sovereign, Rise of the Dark Queen. This is an original homebrew 5th edition D&D campaign inspired by Arthurian legends. We are going to be premiering our very first episode ever. Everyone, I hope you're all excited. We've been putting a lot of work into this, and there are just a few things that I want to tell you before we jump right into it. There are ways that you, as viewers, can interact with the stream. You can redeem hero points for any of the players that you see here on the screen. $5 for 1 hero point, and they can use it for various boons such as rerolls, damage boosts. They can use it to flip a death save, nat 20 auto successes, and also a bonus action heal in the middle of combat. It can be very helpful. It could turn the tide of everything in their favor. The other redemption that we have is for $15. You can draw a card from the deck of many things. This is a way that you can influence the story in a meaningful way and help shape the narrative. Let me introduce to you, for the first time, all of the lovely people here on our screen, and we will start off with Bread Witchery. Please tell me who you are, where we can find you, and tell me a fun little fact about your character.
Is fun, like, definitely the word I have to make the fact be? Definitely fun? Okay.
No, it doesn't have to be fun.
No, it's fair. Hi, I'm Holly, aka Bread Witchery. My pronouns are she or they. I really don't mind. I am a Twitch partner who's on hiatus right now, but mostly you can find me on most of my social medias under Bread Witchery, mainly Twitter, doing fun cosplay and stuff, and doing some YouTube stuff soon. And I'm playing Elaine Astolat, aka the Lady of Shalott. And fun fact about her is that she has a little favor. She's got a little favor. So if there's any jousting happening at any point, I can give it to a knight, and then he'll love me, I think. Sorry. Okay, I'm good.
Thank you. Next, we have the Lady May.
Oh, hey, that's me. You're on my channel, but most often I'm on others for tabletop stuff as well, like Stella's, and I can be found on the internets at the Lady May, MEA, and Lore Everlasting, which is the production thing of which I put all of this together. And fun fact about Ade. She's a Drake Warden. She's got a little Drake companion that's about the size of a Great Dane.
It's gonna be very fun. Thank you. And all the lovely things that you've seen production-wise were created by Lady May. Can we just give her a round of applause for all the awesome art and the video work? Thank you.
And you did the overlay for this.
I made the boxes. That makes my
So
job.
good. The boxes are amazing. These are my favorite boxes I've ever seen. I'm like a cat in a box in these boxes right now. I love them.
Thank you.
It's like Hollywood Squares, except better.
Oh, I blush. Oh my god. Next, we've got Prince X Calamity.
Sorry. My first child decided to start making a lot of noise. Hi, I'm Princex Calamity. My pronouns are she or they, either are fine. I am a content creator, game developer, and writer who just loves anything that has to do with stories. And today I'll be playing Zora Heist, who is a fun fact about her is that she is royalty.
Yes. Oh my god, we're gonna play with that. It's gonna be so much fun. Can't wait to show all of you everything. Thank you, thank you. Next, we have Blips and Chits.
Hi, my name is J9, also known as Blips and Chits, and that's how you can find me on Twitter. My pronouns are she, her, and today I will be, and presumably for the next fair amount of time, unless we die, I will be playing Sister Fennis of Arkfell, and she is a drow druid. And fun fact about her, she loves setting controlled fires.
That's very important. I learned that you need that to have a healthy forest, controlled fires.
It's true.
Yep.
Very true.
Thank you. And last but certainly not least, Blue Jay.
Hi everybody, I'm Blue Jay. My pronouns are she, her, and I am really sexy on the internet for money. That's my job. That's what I do. You can find me on Twitter at bluejay_712, and all of my links are always there. My character for the show is Nimue Delac. She is a half Genasi, half human. We homebrewed that a little bit. Mostly because I have needs, okay? I have aesthetic needs. And something fun about her, she is an oracle. So she sees visions. And I'm really excited to see what Stella does with that, honestly. Like, I'm just like, here, DM. Here, I have visions. Do with it what you will.
Oh, don't worry. We're going to discover very quickly. I'm Stellaluna. You can find me on Twitch as Stellaluna and all other social media as Stellaluna TV. I will be your DM for today. And please follow all these lovely people on social media. They are very excellent. And let's begin. Let's tell our story. Our story begins with a soft pool of disturbed water, a moon-kissed expanse of dark land, untamed and unbound. There is a heavy scent of old earth, the kind that fills your chest deeply with wild breath. The lands of Arkfell are sacred and ancient, with a pulse of power that dates back to the dawn of time. The world has changed with every age. The rise of kings and queens have swelled and failed all around you. But here, in Avalon, lies a well of magic that has largely remained untouched. Many seek to harness the prophetic powers of Avalon, but there are those that protect it in the hope of maintaining the balance of all the aspects that command our world. And again, we hear water. A voice, barely on the edge of perception. It whispers to you, Nimue, Nimue. Visions are complicated things. They are like ghosts. Some people can see them, and others cannot. And even those with the sight often have trouble making any sense of them. It is akin into peering into another world, lifting a veil and witnessing something beyond your body. The water helps. It allows you to navigate this plane of prophecy with more control and ease. You, Nimue, have been trained to seek the rivers and follow their course. Let the sounds and smells and pressure wash over you like color on a naked canvas. Let's build our first prophecy together. I want you to choose a creature for me.
A creature?
Mhm.
I choose a unicorn.
Perfect. The stuff of legends. Pick a color for me.
Blue. That was easy.
There's a theme going on here if you haven't noticed. Select for me an emotion.
Nostalgia? Is that emotional?
Mm-hmm. And
Okay.
last, an element.
An element?
Hmm?
Once the four nations lived in harmony. Just to do something a little different, I really want to say water, but I'm gonna say fire instead.
Fire. Nimue, you have had visions all your life. Sometimes controlled, sometimes not. And this is just another one of them. It comes to you with great familiarity, and you don't feel very jarred by it. Some of the other alkalites of the Order of the Lake, they don't handle this with the grace that you do. But you see here as you're drifting in water, a unicorn wreathed in blue fire. You've seen this before. It's been in your dreams, your visions, time and time again, like a ghost, barely on the edge of perception. You have a limited ability to interact with things in your visions. Sometimes you're not actually physically there. Maybe you're the actions of another person, or maybe this thing didn't actually happen or won't ever come to happen at all. But what do you do here in this vision as you perceive this ghostly unicorn?
I feel like because Nimue is in the scrying pool, she's definitely here with the intention of trying to find a more like detailed, concrete vision. So when she sees this creature that she's seen before in visions, she wants to either go closer to it and get like a clearer picture, or kind of send her like astral body further out to see more of like the big picture. So I'm just gonna see what my instinct tells me, and by instinct I mean dice. My dice are telling me that I need to see more of the big picture. So she like sees this unicorn wreathed in fire, and instead of going towards it to like interact with it, she kind of like zooms out, or like feels herself like falling backwards to get more of what the image surrounding the creature is.
Very good. Let us do the first official roll of the game. Please roll me Arcana.
Oh, I shall. I absolutely shall. Okay. That was not the best roll that has ever happened in the history of everything. I got a 10.
Okay, even with a 10, you decide to pull back. And as you do, you feel your power grip at the edges of perception and pull away the shadow. And you see a battlefield. You hear the cries and the wails of those who are past and passing. You see all around you carnage, an age of death. And right in the very center, the very heart of it, is this unicorn, and it's staring at you. It's watching you. A sense of familiarity clings to you. You know who this is, but you just can't
quite make it out. Not yet. Not now. The camera pulls away from Nimue, and we see her floating in this pool. Enchanted moonstones cast a milky blue light from the shallows of these pools, holding the shadows of this sacred place at bay. Drip, drip. All you see is a lonely darkness. All you hear is water. It is a time of night where all of the other seers have gone to rest, but you, tonight, have been unable to find any. It is a full moon outside, and though you can't quite explain why, there is something haunting about it. Please describe to me what you look like as you slip out of your vision.
So when we go from the vision to reality, the first thing would be like Nimue's eyes opening. And she has eyes that are like, maybe they could be considered blue, but when she's in a vision, you can kind of see that the outsides of the iris, there's a black that eats up the blue of her eyes. And as she like comes out of the vision more, the black kind of recedes to the outside of her iris again, so you can see like a dark blue. Her skin is like tinged with blue, but not entirely blue. She has like a lot of like blue, greens, teals. Her hair, wet with the water, is like a blonde color, like a lot warmer than her skin. And as she rises out of the water, she's only wearing like a very sheer, very flowy robe, as it were. And you can see like folded on the edge of the pool, like the rest of her clothing. But obviously, you don't want to get that soaking wet. And as she rises out of the water, her hair, instead of like slicking down, continues to like wave softly as though she is submerged. And yeah, she just like stands a bit, and the water, like some of it still pearls on her skin, and then you see that some of the pearls of water are in fact just pearls that are embedded in her skin, of both her face and like different parts of her body, like her arms and her collarbone, like just have like little pearls embedded in her skin. And yeah, that's what Nimue looks like.
And after you have your vision on this restless night where you just can't sleep, where would you go? You are here in the caves of Avalon. This is where the Order of the Lake resides. You are guardian of these very magical pools of water that empower your coveted ability. And you know that this is where you come to seek, to listen, to watch, as is your duty and task in service of the lady. You live in the tunnels of this place, but you are on the outskirts of the village of Avalon. Where would you go next?
I feel like if it's a full moon and Nimue is not getting the answers that she needs from the water, she might instead go to the moon grove. To try and like soak in the moonlight and maybe get a different perspective, or at least like think about and dwell on like the aspects of her vision and kind of see if she can get some post vision clarity about it. Like maybe by thinking it through, she'll notice something else.
Very good. So we see the camera pull back as Nimue exits the caves and begins to enter the wilderness of Avalon. Meanwhile, Zora, can you please describe to me what your room looks like in the Hearth Inn?
So Zora has a fairly nice room at the inn. Wouldn't really settle for anything less. So definitely has one of the nice rooms that's maybe reserved for, not not her. But it's definitely it's currently full of like different bags and things from their last sort of quest that they went on, their last mission. And yeah, it's pretty nice, large bed. I would say like, I guess like a king size, I guess. I don't know bed sizes. But a nice king size bed. Curtains are nice curtains adorning the windows, and just one of the higher end for sure.
It is early morning, and you can smell breakfast wafting up between the rafters and into your room. What are you doing? What do you look like as you are greeted and welcomed by breakfast?
So Zora has these long, dark dreads that are always pulled back and out of her way. And she is a satyr, so she does have horns that are like brown, kind of like flecked with a bit of gold, has dark brown eyes, and just a very like larger eyes that are just always sort of looking and analyzing her surroundings. And as she smells breakfast, she's sort of kind of like retwisting her dreads and humming, and then smells breakfast and sort of stops, smiles, and pulls on her boots and heads downstairs.
Okay. As you begin to head downstairs, you quickly realize that there is something terribly wrong going on. Roll me a perception check.
That is a 17.
Very good. You descend the stairs and you realize that there is a distinct absence of people, but you can smell breakfast. It's fresh. You can hear something bubbling and popping in the kitchen nearby. And you're about to step on someone when you realize that they're there. You look down and you see what looks to be one of the Fae people that lives here, but they are about 6 inches tall. You hold your boot back, and then you kind of look around and you realize that every single person in this tavern inn somehow has been reduced in size, and they are all freaking out. The person looks up to you and says,
Whoa. Hold on there.
Oh, sorry. Interesting. And then sort of like kneels down and is like, huh. I wonder how I got out of this one. So, how did you get... And then just sort of gestures to them.
You see this person and you recognize who they are. They are a local that frequents the various establishments here, and you know that they work part-time at the general store as a merchant. This person's name is Lucky, and they are a tabaxi. You know that their full name is Lucky Shoe, but rumor goes that they lost the shoe, so we just call them Lucky now. And he looks up at you, and he says,
It looks like one of the sprites spiked the punch again. You know, the breakfast fruit punch.
Sort of chuckles and says, you know you should keep a better eye on that, right?
you see him kind of tugging at his ears, and he laments, and he just gestures futilely to the scene behind him. You see people are like trying to carefully crawl down off of tables, and some people are trying to peek into the kitchen, but it takes them like 10 minutes to run across the room. It is quite unusual and strange to behold, but you do know that the Fae tend to do these sort of antics.
And I think the first thing that they'll do is head to the kitchen to make sure nothing's about to burn.
All right. Yeah, you definitely see that food is going to spoil, and some of it is definitely becoming charred. And you go about to try to help that. You find that Everyone is very thankful for your service, and they try to stay out of the way. You pick up Ladle, and one of them's kind of hanging off, and they carefully maneuver their way down. And so there are no casualties. No one seems to get any harm, but there seems to be quite a bit of work to do and investigation here. Speaking of investigation, please roll me an investigation check.
I was like, oh, darn, I rolled a 10. My investigation is 6, so that is another 16.
Oh, wow. Very good. Okay. We will close the scene on there for now. And we pull away, meanwhile, relatively the same time. There is a very humble establishment on the outskirts of the village of Avalon. A single hut made by hand and hard work. There resides an enchantress, one of mixed reputation, one that some might say is the source of trouble or the source of help and aid. But she does not live there alone. As we swoop down to this wicker home, we see a number of pelts being hung to dry, being cured. We see herbs drying in a shed, wood gathered by a fire, pots and pans and things boiling, the scent of earth. And as we move further into the building, we see that there is a more recent construction, an adjoining building. Can you describe to me what that looks like and who's inside? Elaine.
Yeah. So I think that the outside would look very similar to the rest of the hut, almost even in places where the initial hut had like decayed or broken. It's sort of like been replicated on the exterior of the other hut. And on the inside, it is again just a mini version of the other side of everything. And where there might be like a shelf that usually I think would be full of pots, it's got like 1 or 2 pots on there instead, and like a bookshelf that is half full, but sort of the books are spaced out to make it look like it's more used. And it's very decrepit, brown, dusty, earthy vibes. Someone open a window. And Elaine Astolat lives there on her more uncomfortable than it needs to be little mattress that she is too lazy to actually fully fill up with feathers and everything.
As you wake, what kind of disposition do you have and what do you look like?
So Elaine has much curlier hair than I could get to work today. She has a very like dark blonde, like muddy blonde almost, like ringlets, and they're very hastily chopped to about like here, and she has it tied up in various places in a braid or two, and there's probably still a leaf in there from like 2 days ago when she was out walking. And she wears a very simple like corset like thing like this. She's wearing what I'm wearing basically, and she has a pouch by her side, and various little bottles sort of attached to a little belt, and a long skirt to protect her legs from nettles and long grass and that kind of thing. Lots of browns, lots of very dark colors as well. I think that she spent time like dyeing her clothes darker to like mimic someone else's clothes, someone she knows. And her disposition is initially a bit disgruntled because the sun got in her eyes a little bit and there's dust in her nose, but then she remembers that she doesn't have a disposition until she does like the augury for the day. She has to prophesize first, and then she can decide what her mood is. So she tries to blank slate herself immediately.
Very good. You find that your morning ritual is undisturbed, and perhaps you even realize pretty quickly that Morgana Le Fay is not here. Whenever you are ready to look around, you do find a note that has an enchanting script written on the front, and it reads, Elaine.
Oh, and I'm just going to take it and very gingerly take it and unfold it.
You read the following.
Dear Elaine, I was visited by a very disturbing vision last night. One that compelled me from bed, so I must make haste. I believe it is of grave importance that we make foot as quickly as possible. I have for you a task, one that I hope you can complete without much difficulty. Seek out those I trust most, bring them together, and meet me at the Hearth Inn. There, I will tell you more. Love, Morgana.
Elaine's going to reread it to double check there's no like cryptic clue or like something in there, because she's a little bit sad that Morgana didn't describe the vision or anything. And when she finds nothing, she is going to fold up the paper as carefully as she can, and then fold it again, and then slide it into her pouch next to her favor, aforementioned, and sort of brush off her skirt. And okay, those are my lady trusts. Myself, done. Okay. I suppose Sister Fenice, of course. And then Elaine doesn't even want to verbalize. Elaine is like convinced that like something in the huts is always like listening or is sentient secretly. I think Elaine is it's like Elaine has the same energy as when you're a kid and you think that everything is behind all the walls you can't get through in a video game. I think Elaine is like, well, magic must be happening all the time and I just don't know it yet. So she's sort of like narrating to her surroundings. And I think she would
perception
stop.
check.
Oh, excuse me? All right, yeah, I'll do that. I'm excited. Okay. I think I'm going to roll this correctly. I got a 2, so that's a 6.
Okay. It's really hard to tell. The sounds of the wild are pretty frequent, especially with something as not strongly fortified as a wicker hut. So just as you're looking around, you hear a crack of a twig in the wilderness.
Sister Fenice would most certainly be the person to go to first, and from there I would be able to ascertain anyone else who my Lady Morgana holds in confidence. I'm going to keep listening to see if I hear another twig snap.
You do not. You hear the wind picking up a little.
Definitely impressed that wind spirit that must have been listening. Okay, I think that Elaine would ignore the twig thing and get her things together for the day to go try and find Sister Fenice.
All right. What does it look like as you're kind of putting on everything? What kind of outfit are you striking out on?
I think that Elaine would swap her skirt for a greener one. Anything that she has on which is not green or black or brown has to be replaced. And I think that she would unbraid her hair and sort of braid it somewhere else, somewhere different. I like to think she's like a new braid every day and just like hides it in her hair somewhere, just a sundial of hair braids. And she has very little that she takes with her ever. Mainly she just takes her pouch with her favor and the letter in it and a couple of healing ointments and that kind of thing. And she also takes a bundle of marked sticks with her, which is what she does any prophesizing and that kind of thing with. And I think that she would also have a look around to see if Morgana had left her any food, or if not, if there was any food just like around that she could take with her.
You open what is essentially your shared pantry and you find that it is empty. Morgana must have taken whatever was left. So unfortunately, there's no breakfast for you.
Oh, did she have the last honey cake that I made as well? That's fine. That's fine. I need not sustenance. I will have the forest to guide me. And her charisma 6 is coming in really strong. And she's just going to leave then. No food. That's fine. It's okay. I'll have water. Water's good. And I'll have some berries. I'm going to have a wildlife meal, I've decided.
And we see the camera pull back as Elaine begins to move into the forest of Avalon. Meanwhile, speaking of forests, Sister Venice and Aude, you had both heard the same sound. A crack. A yell for help. Somewhere in the forest of Avalon here in this early morning. And you both arrive more or less the same time. You see in front of you a broken basket, fruit spilling out onto a dirt road, and what looks like a disgruntled and very stubborn owlbear bearing the broken basket, so to speak. And standing next to them is someone you recognize. He stands about 7 feet tall. You see that he's mostly made of bark and entwined vines and leaves, a vaguely humanoid shape, and he wears a crown of leaves that sweep back from his ears. This being, Aiden, is a dryad, and he looks down with some measure of discomfort as he inspects his broken leg.
Oh no, I can't hear.
Muted?
I can't hear Shanine. The winds turn.
Oh, my leg. It hurts.
Cricket, cricket.
A squirrel in the
Is
forest.
that supposed to be a
Yeah.
squirrel? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, we all
That's
heard
a pretty good
squirrel.
squirrel.
Aude.
No.
Sorry, y'all. Mm-mm.
First episode, technical difficulties.
Yeah,
totally fine, we're gonna get it.
woo! We're
Exactly.
restreamed
We're
now.
ironing out the wrinkles.
Mhm.
Exactly. You just hear nothing in the forest except like a distant Elaine being like, "And so I go forth on my lady's mission that she has bestowed upon me, her most capable of."
How about now?
Yay!
Oh god. Okay. This is the thing that's happening. Let me fix my camera really quick.
You got this.
Are you gonna do the thing without me having to? Okay. Close that. Audio still good? Nope. Oh yeah. I was like, no. And I guess this is just my camera until we go on. Cool. Okay.
So,
Good
can you
morning,
describe
Ginevra.
to
Is there
me?
something-
Oh, what? Sorry. Describe to me what Sister Fenice looks like.
Yes, I can indeed do that. So, Sister Fenice stands about 5'10". She's an ashen lilac-hued drow. Her eyes are a milky white, but that's always shaded and covered by the large forest green hood that she always wears, which overlays the long black flowing robe she prefers to the mottled green of her family. Her once fully white hair, now black from the hearths that she adds daily to honor her siblings in arms, curls gently around her shoulders as she approaches you with an outreached hand, offering aid.
Oh, thank you, Sister Fenice. I don't know what exactly it was that I stumbled on, but I seem to have suffered injury. Oh, I won't be able to complete my shipment and bring it to the village in time. I hope it won't disturb the breakfast cycle too much.
Well, I should think not. Does seem to be a pretty self-sufficient group, but you know.
And you see, looking off to the side, kind of sitting down on its rump, is an owlbear, an adult owlbear, easily 1,000 pounds. This big, fluffy creature with these long purple and white feathers sweeping away from its face. Very, very fluffy, very unhappy at the moment. And it looks at you, kind of canting its head and going, "Brr, brr." And as it's moving around, jostling, you see that there's what looks like a pair of saddlebag wicker baskets that have broken, and they are just spilling fruit of various kinds out onto the dirt path. And as you're looking at this and engaging with Aiden, the male dryad, we see Ade approaching. You had heard a cry for help, and you see all this before you.
You would probably see Ade's Drake before Ade, who kind of like pounces out from the bushes. It's kind of an iron, coppery colored reptilian skin, kind of like just pounces almost like puppy-like as it kind of like sniffs the air, and you just kind of like hear Ade like, Eisen! Eisen! Oh, we made it. Okay. Ooh. That looks like that hurts.
Yes. And you see him kind of like put his leg up in the air to show you, and it essentially looks like someone had taken a hatchet and cut it. It's very clean break. It's very strange. I don't know exactly how this came to be. I was simply walking, and all of a sudden, a crack and a fall.
I'm sorry. Do you mean to say no one did this to you? It looks very...
I don't
Hey.
think so. Looking around, I saw no one, just me and Bubbles.
I reach a hand over. And I would like to attempt to heal this break.
Okay. Yeah, okay. So the way that magic works in our game, magic comes from your connection with the aspects of this world. There are 10. And when you cast a spell or use magic, you have to tap into your relationship with the aspect. You have to key in on an emotion or a memory, and with that willpower, push out magic and focus it into an effect. So when you seek to heal someone, what are you honing in on? What are you embracing and letting it consume you and then letting it take shape?
Sister Fennis, she absorbs kind of the energy from the earth that is all about renewal and the cycle of like turning old into new and rebirth. So like the regeneration of plants after fires in the forest or things like that.
Yeah, you tap into the aspect of the world, earth and all that comes from it to the physical realm, and as you do, you cast this spell. What does it look like? And how much do you heal him for?
It's a gentle brush of her cloak against the, like, just the person. It doesn't have to be the area affected, and there's like a slight breeze that rustles up their person. It's almost like a kitten just sneezed dust out of nowhere. And they heal for 1d4 plus 5.
Very cool.
Would you like me to roll that?
Yes, please.
Hee. So 9.
Okay,
9
9 hit points. This is a very powerful spell. As you cast the spell, you can see a sigh of relief leaving this hulking dryad form, and he eases back and seems to find some comfort from this. Oh, thank you. I feel much better. You can see that the magic, as it's stitching down his wooden leg, that it seems to reconstruct and reform. Not exactly regrowing, but you see that it is made more whole. The crack seems to be fortified, and the pieces, not completely severed, are sewn together. And as this happens, he looks to you, and he looks to Eisen. He gives a bit of a wry smile. Oh, isn't it funny how we come together in these sort of times? If it doesn't inconvenience you too much, would you mind helping me carry some of these goods back to the village with me?
But of course, nothing would bring me more joy this morning.
Yeah, I can help. Aude was kind of like half paying attention, just like half just kind of like looking around to seeing what could have hit him.
Yeah, roll me perception or investigation. You'll get different information depending on which one.
Ooh, perception's way better for me. 15.
Okay. With a 15, you can see that there's definitely evidence of something having broken the tree branches nearby. You're scanning the boughs of the nearby trees to see what exactly it could have been, but it seems to be long gone now. Some kind of small creature.
Well, I don't think they're around anymore, though. I'll have to make a note. Just kind of like, where did I put my note? Where did I put my, right. Kind of like takes out and is like, all right, visible creature. And she's trying to like make half notes. She's not going to be able to read it later, but she's making an attempt to remember to report her findings later. And so yes, is Bubbles okay?
Yes. There's nothing in the world that can hurt Bubbles.
And we look over to see the owlbear just kind of frumpy sitting there. Doesn't seem to be bothered by the event.
Good. So, pick up the stuff. Yeah, I'll pick up the stuff and kind of just like awkwardly kind of gathering things together and putting the packs back in what she supposes is the place.
Like, no, that goes here.
Oh, that makes more sense. Yeah. Yeah, let's not put all the heavy objects on one side. That just seems awkward.
As you load up the baskets, you find that Aiden has a hard time trying to encourage Bubbles back onto its feet.
Come on there. We've got to make some good time here, buddy.
Oh, please, let me. And I'm just going to go over and kind of give a pat to the flanks. And, come on now, dude. It's time to get back to work.
Okay.
And just
Do you want to cast?
and lend my comforting energy.
Mm.
That one.
Oh. Okay, yes. Go ahead and roll animal handling.
Perfect. Oh, no, not that. Okay. Well, now, that's a 7.
I think what happens here is Bubbles does get up, but then he begins to head in a very different direction, simply moving off of the road and heading into the forest. And we see Sister Fennis Ade and Aiden struggling to follow and redirect the owlbear, just as Elaine comes popping out of the wild, not on any particular path, from the deep
Bubbles
green
this way.
heart.
Here, this.
Oh, good morning. Are we hunting? What are we doing?
Oh no, we just need to get him to town.
Oh, this is an owlbear, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I was so sorry. Okay. Oh, I'm not, why don't we just pick him up, sort of, and we could just take him in like our pockets or on our back, maybe. I'm just saying, I thought we were magic. I thought we could do that, can't we? Can we not, make things smaller and bigger and lighter and heavier and that sort of thing, and just,
Oh,
I
you,
don't think that the weight is appropriate for us all to be lifting. However, I think a little
that's
gentle
fine.
encouragement in the right direction as I watch Bubbles run off in the wrong direction somewhere.
gentle encouragement, suggesting I can do that. I know how to do that. I learned that this morning. I prepared that. I can do that. Do you want to watch? Do you want me to try?
I look to Adon. Aiden?
Aiden kind of
Yeah.
shrugs. He seems like he's open to it.
I can. Okay. All right. I'm gonna try and catch up to the owlbear.
It's pretty easy. He's not going very fast.
Hello. Good morning. Good morning, little owlbear. I really think that you should go to town. I think that you should go to town. I think that you should go and walk into town. And I'm gonna try and cast suggestion on the owlbear.
All right. So when you cast this magic, what emotion or memory are you honing in on?
I think that she's honing in on memories of seeing so many animals when she was an outlander and living in the wilds, and how she wishes she could have communicated with them then, but now that she has magic, she can really actually truly communicate to an animal. So she's the enthusiasm, I think, is an emotion that she's tapping into.
As you well with the power of the world here, as you tap that aspect, you find the creature beginning to relax. What does your spell look like as you're casting it?
I think that for this one, it's almost invisible, really. I think that Elaine's posture and demeanor, just in the moment right after she's cast it, is a bit more stalwart, I guess, more centered instead of being as frenetic and energized. There's this sudden confidence. I think that comes just from the feeling that she thinks she's feeling, what she does feel, of Morgana's influence and power flowing through her. But I don't think that you would really see anything other than the sort of physical change.
Okay. The owlbear suddenly turns right and begins to head in the direction of town.
Oh, that worked.
Yeah.
Ison, come on.
Oh, okay. Have any of you ever done that with an animal? Is that normal to do? Really? Oh, well, yes.
I can talk to them. I just don't usually say anything meaningful. It's more of a emotional support type of relationship, usually.
You can talk to them? Full conversations?
Well, to the extent that they want to talk back, it's usually me talking at them and then being pass me that worm.
Oh, well, that's everybody. I mean, not with the worm thing or anything. I just mean, with people as well. They'll only talk to us as much as we want to talk to them, which sometimes isn't very often or much. But I think that's quite impressive. I think that's wonderful. I would love to learn more about that if you would ever want to teach me anything about that. talking to people, animals.
Oh, of course. And I like pat you on the shoulder.
Thank you.
You did a great job handling the owlbear, and me, I suppose. Good morning. Have you broken your fast?
Oh, yes, I had several different colors of berries on the way here. And I still don't know why we won't get rid of the tree of the poison ones that is right by the cottage, but no matter. Regardless, I am here. Morgana, Lady Morgana seeks you both.
Oh! How fortuitous. And I hand you, like, a plum from the back of the pack.
Thank you. Oh. I'm not sure it is fortuitous entirely. It seems to be somber circumstances, but I'm sure once we're all there, it'll be much better. She is disturbed and requires our comfort or expertise, I think.
Well, let's be off then.
Oh yes, the Hearth Inn. Hearth Inn is where we're going as well. So.
Oh, wonderful. Thank you.
Are they all right? Is the dryad from earlier with the...
I'm fine. You see that he's kind of behind you, limping a little bit. He says, I'll walk this off. It won't be any trouble. Thank you, though.
I'm a healer if you'd like me to have a look at it.
Oh, Sister Fenris already did the honors. I'll be fine, thank you.
Oh. Okay.
Oh, you meant me and not Aiden.
No, yeah, you, yes.
Oh.
All of us, in fact. All of us.
Huh.
I've been told to decide who is coming, and it is all of us. We're all coming.
Okay,
And the Drake as well.
I'll be
Off the
honest.
trot.
I practiced Drake sounds, and I'm choking now. It was just like, it's gonna be something like, "Rah." Wait, it's gonna be the owlbear sound. I don't know. I'll work on it on break. Insert Drake noises here. Okay. So as the group of you begin to make your way towards the Hearth Inn, Zora, you have found some relative success in bringing order into this very chaotic scene here, but it seems that the people are not yet restored. They are still very tiny, and it's been about an hour, 2 hours.
Is this is it a special day happening right now? Is it a discount for gnomes today?
Elaine, as you kind of open the door and you see Zora's like trying to help, you have a card draw. Thank you, Geek Dice, for our very first deck of mini card draw. So Harley, you have the honor of this, and I'll tell you, it's very, very simple. All you've got to do is tell me when to stop.
Okay. Are you starting anything, or do I just randomly tell you right now? Oh, you're shuffling.
They're
Okay,
shuffling.
Got it. Sorry. I just thought you were just like gesturing with your hands because of the shadows of the door.
No,
Okay.
I suck at shuffling.
No, you're amazing. Okay. Stop.
Wow. Okay. All right. Yeah. So you open the door, and Zora, you see Elaine, Sister Fennis, Auday, and Aiden kind of peeking in.
I think in the amount of time that everything has transpired, Zora has tried her best to get everyone to a place where they're like not gonna get stepped on. So people are in various like bowls right now about the place, and she's also eaten. She made herself some breakfast and has kind of like put food around for everyone else to eat off of. So is sort of maintaining the situation because not sure how to reverse it. So Elaine sort of bursts in and goes, "Oh, is this our troublemaker?"
Is that me?
Wait, what?
Oh no, the other person that I'm staring directly at. No, you, yes.
Oh.
Are you the one who has done this, and are you here to undo it?
No, I don't own this establishment. I don't think any of us do.
Nope.
Well, no, I know you're not the owners, but I would like to know who decided to spike the punch and who decided to make everyone here miniature.
I just kind of like,
That is quite the interesting prank, but I don't think that any of us would. And I look around at everyone, including to Aidan. No pride on this, but perhaps we can help in some way. Actually, is Lady Morgana here?
No.
Very tall, intimidating, beautiful woman.
Kind.
Other than yourself.
Oh.
No, just darker hair, I think. No horns.
Right. Haven't seen anyone, unfortunately, no. You're looking for Morgana. I've met Morgana, right? Or have I met Morgana?
Mhm.
I have. Okay, I was just making sure.
You have
Okay.
worked with Morgana and the wild court that resides here.
Oh,
Your
yes.
relationship with Morgana is totally up to you, but Morgana does have a mixed reputation.
I think she's high with Morgana. She's cool. She can hang. Yeah, so we're sort of, well, I'm in quite a predicament. It seems everyone here has been transformed into the state, and I am not quite sure how to undo that. So if you have any suggestions, perhaps I could help you find Morgana, who I have not seen. Trust me, I would know.
We could have a look at the punch, and perhaps we could. I'm sort of good at potions things, and I bet Sister Fenice here is incredible. So we could have a look at the punch and perhaps make an antidote, or see if it wears off soon. Maybe by looking at the punch, we might know.
Well, by all means, and gestures to the kitchen, where I imagine the punch would be, I guess, or maybe I don't know where it would be. Actually,
Yeah.
no, not in the kitchen because everyone's drinking it. But yeah,
Wouldn't it be like
wherever
a
the
big
punch is.
thing, like in the
Yeah, looking like a vat.
punch fountain?
From your
Oh.
investigation check from before, you absolutely found the punch, and it was absolutely spiked with a shrink potion. And it was pretty potent. And you get the sense that this probably won't fade for at least a day.
Okay. So I think she'll then say, I know that this is some sort of shrinking potion, and it's a strong one. It will last at least till the next sunrise. However, if there is some way perhaps you with all your and it sort of just does magic fingers could sort of fix this, I do think that I would feel bad leaving them in the situation to go find Morgana. Seems a bit
Well, for myself, even if we can't fix it, or if I can't fix it, and if no one else can fix it either, I could tell them it's for a good thing. I could do a little psychic reading and tell them that good fortune will come to them all due to this. That could be nice. And then they'll just sort of just wait and hang out, I guess.
So what we're going to do here is a little bit of a montage. Basically, you've got like the whole day and there's various things that you can do to try to comfort these people. Sounds like Elaine wants to set up a psychic reading little spot on the side
Like a little
there.
booth with like little curtains.
Yeah.
It's like the Lady Elaine tells your fortunes.
So can I get a performance or arcana check from you, Elaine, as you do that?
I mean, if
What
anyone else
does
has any
everyone
ideas they
else-
want to try before, yeah. So.
Yeah, we'll go around and we'll ask everyone what they want to do. Basically, you've got like a lot of time and you don't really have a solution to undo this. So how does Aude spend the day here at the inn?
I imagine she kind of becomes a taxi service with Ison for little short ones can like hop on Ison's back and then, you know, a little quicker transport to the bathroom or to get more food or to leave the establishment if they want to.
You find that everyone here requires a lot less food to feed, making like one muffin feeds them all pretty much.
They're like little ants just taking a little bit of muffin.
See that they're working together to try to feed each other and stay hydrated. How about you, Sister Fennis?
I think that Sister Fennis just spends the day assisting Aude and comforting the folks and letting them know that, you know, this is, it's not the end of the world. I once tells an entire lie. I once was tiny for an entire 2 weeks, and it didn't stop me from doing everything that I like to do as I, like, crumble this muffin into bits onto the table. Not right all
That's
day.
really reassuring to
Anything
hear.
can
I
happen.
really appreciate that.
There's nothing that size will stop you from accomplishing. Now, would you like to hear some stories?
Yeah,
He just
I
spends the rest
love
of the day telling stories about setting fires to small things in the forest.
Oh, I was about to be like, I love this.
Specifically
This is so
small
nice.
things. Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Very good. And Zora.
I think after a bit, Zora, who I think kind of like is familiar with everyone, is just sort of like going around and kind of like trying to see what everyone needs and make sure everyone is doing pretty good. And then after a bit, when everyone sort of has dispersed to do their different things to help, kicks back in a chair and starts playing her pan flute just to kind of lighten the mood.
I love it. Please roll me a performance check. So, Elaine, what did you
Hello.
roll for your performance?
Oh, so you said performance or arcana, but I was like, it is just a trick. I'm gonna go on the performance one here, which I'm not proficient in. So I rolled a 3, and then you take away 2 points from that. So I got a 1. So how'd it go? Let me know. What's up?
It wasn't great. You notice immediately after your first couple of readings that all of the tiny people gather together and begin to speak to each other in hushed tones, and it's very high-pitched. And you're not quite sure what they're saying to each other, but there seems to be an air of suspicion. You do manage to have more readings, people are curious, but you seem to be getting a mixed response here. And you could swear you hear one of them say,
That's her. She's the one that works with Morgana. They live out there.
So this stick, the marking on this one, actually, I can see means that it's definitely going to be a good day tomorrow. In fact, based off of the other one. So the marking on this stick, can you hear me better if I'm talking high as well? Does that help? The marking on this stick. Sorry, I can't do it. She's just sort of looking pleadingly over her sticks at little people.
you see that a few of them become sympathetic, and they kind of sit there. They're like,
Yeah. You're doing a great job. Don't worry. Just don't worry about them. People talk too much in this town. They're so bored. They don't have anything to do. Doing great, Elaine.
Thank you. You too.
Zora, what did you roll?
I rolled a 2. So that is going to be a 7.
Okay, so that's not bad. I think maybe people don't seem impressed, but it does add quite a bit of ambience. You are definitely able to get a sense of like maybe where you can improve in your song, or maybe it just doesn't feel like the right mood. People don't really seem to be jumping up and into it. But I mean, it's pretty reasonable. They've all been reduced in size, and they're stuck with it for the day.
Yeah, and I think Zora's feeling a bit helpless too, so that's probably not helping the situation.
And by the end of the day, you all feel quite tired. It's been very unusual set of circumstances, and you realize that Morgana isn't here. She doesn't stop by, she doesn't leave a note quite yet, or any kind of indication that she's been here or will be here. And as the night creeps on, Elaine, you just can't quite let go of the idea that there's a very specific someone that Morgana would probably want to be here too.
I think that Elaine would think of this while like putting away her sticks and everything, and maybe the stick of like longing or something keeps like showing up and like not fitting in her pocket right or whatever, you know, like when you're like pulling like the lovers out of a tarot deck all the time or something. And she sort of is thinking to herself, and I feel like she has a very strong idea that she needs to go find Nimue, but she can't tell if it's her thinking that because she's always thinking about going and hanging out with Nimue, or if it is a Morgana intuition. And I think that she would probably sit on that for a little bit. I think I would do a little reading with my little stickies to try and figure it out.
Okay.
I don't know how that works, though. Apparently it's just
yeah,
augury, and you just tell me.
Yeah. With your augury, let's see here.
I'm just like sitting in the corner. My back is turned to like all the people, and I'm just like shuffling my sticks on the floor.
Yeah. As you do, you see that they all lay in a way that it creates a bed for the longing stick. The longing stick lands on top of everything else.
Okay, so I'm doing that wrong. I'm just going to, and she shuffles it again and then puts them back. It's done again, hasn't it? Okay, that's all right. Okay, I'm going to sort of look around for Ode. Ode? Ode? Ode?
Yeah, you talking to me?
Yes. Hi.
Okay. Hi.
Can your Drake detect people? Like, if I give it something that someone else like, if I gave it something that someone else had, could your Drake sniff them out?
Maybe.
I bet it could. It looks really smart. Okay. So I think that there's someone else from Lady Morgana's retinue that we're missing. And so I would like to go and find her. But I'm not entirely sure where she is because she's very busy and very important and goes to all sorts of places, I think. So.
Oh, okay. Do you have something of theirs for ice into use, or a name?
Oh, a name.
Maybe.
Yes, I have a name. It's Nimue Dulac, and oh, I know. And she's just gonna grab like a cup of water from like the counter and just hold it in front of the Drake and be like, she would be around this for sure. This is water.
Like, she's water, right? Yeah, this is hers. She smells like this. She smells like a fresh, clean mountain stream. Like, this is definitely...
What does she smell like? She would smell sort of like the most beautiful waterfall that you've ever seen, just cascading into an entirely clear river. It's something like that.
What does she smell like? She smells like true love. I mean...
what?
Whatever that smells like to you, I mean...
Have you seen the most beautiful woman that you've ever seen? Think of her right now. Where is she?
The Drake.
Yeah, no, I'm going to hold this cup of water like underneath the Drake.
Most beautiful woman, Ison.
Elaine doesn't actually say that. No, Elaine doesn't actually say that.
Water. Ade knows Nimue though, and would know that name. It's like probably in Avalon, though. I don't need Ison.
Oh, okay. Sorry, Ison. I just take the water
he can
away
help.
from the Drake. Oh, okay. I put the water back to the front of the Drake. I just hold it there.
It's just kind of like
See,
Does Ison drink water?
Not really. He's technically a summon.
Oh, okay.
So more like spirit than actual needs to eat and drink Drake.
Oh, that's really interesting. Is this a Drake that died and then came back?
I imagine so.
Oh.
We do kind of like bond spirits and stuff, so I imagine he's passed.
Oh.
Yeah.
I bet you died in a magnificent battle.
I was just kind of like...
Okay, well, hopefully the lovely satyr is happy about what we've done here. I think we've done a very good job. I think we did a very good job here. So maybe we could just all go to Avalon now, and everyone else here could just... I think it would take them too long to walk to Avalon. And if any of them want to come to Avalon with us, we could take them, like, hitchhiking. That would be nice.
Oh, okay. Are we leaving now? Are we, like, sleeping and then going? Or,
We should probably go soon, or the letter sounded... Elaine's not sure it sounded urgent. Elaine's been reading it over because it said Love Morgana on it, but Elaine's like, it doesn't sound urgent, but it sounds like it's important to Morgana. It sounded very urgent, so we should probably go see Nimue as soon as we can.
okay. Yeah.
We're all in different rooms, right? Sorry.
Yeah, I was just gonna
it's
be
up
like
to
going
you.
around and searching for everyone.
I feel like I would kick open the door at the first word of Nimue. Be like, oh, Nimue! Oh, I'm sure she's got some good... Yeah, we should go find her. I love her.
Do you talk much? I never really see her around. How do you... Is it because of the moon thing? Is it...
Sure, whatever you'd like to... Yeah. We're good friends. Fine.
Okay. I'm quite strong in the moon aspect, They always said when I was born. It was a full moon. Anyway, we should just find Zora then and see if Zora wants to come to Avalon.
Of course.
you
Why not?
find Sora in the main room playing an instrument.
Poorly. Sorry.
I think the pan flute specifically.
The pan performance.
I have a lyre at home, It's really cool.
Do you?
Yeah.
So, it seems that we've found ourselves going on a little bit of a quest to seek out someone who should be here, I think. I mean, Elaine, that is why we're going to get Nimue, right? Do you also
Yes.
have visions?
No, I don't. I just sort of have feelings. Deeper ones. Magic feelings. I have magic feelings. And I think that they're telling me that we need Nimue. And also a letter from Lady Morgana as well. It said, sorry, I'm a devotee of Morgana's. We've already met, but I'm just going to shake your hand now. That's all right.
That works. And just very like firmly but like elegantly shakes her hand.
Yes. I have a letter from Lady Morgana that we need to arraign everyone that she trusts. So first it was me, and then everybody else, and then I realized that Nimue is also very important and should be seen also. So I think we need to
she
go
would
and get
be,
her.
yes.
Yes. Do you know Nimue
If you're
as
asking
well?
for an escort? Oh, yes. We've spoken before, yes. Everybody knows
Sorry.
Nimue. And I think she'll sort of stand and brush off her shirt. Well, if an escort is what you need, I'm more than happy to help. I am quite curious why...
Do you have a carriage?
Oh, no, I meant escort you all. Make sure that you travel well, sort of thing.
Oh,
But no, I have a carriage. I travel on foot.
In these woods. Worry not, but I do think you and your hand flute playing would help me as well.
I have grown tired of being at this tavern. I shall accompany you.
Oh, also, sorry. Is there anybody else who would like to go to Avalon? We can take you. Like,
Literally no one replies.
I think that's a no.
no one said no yet.
Elaine, good on you for inviting others. I think that yeah, I don't think anyone wants to come with us. Whatever odd reason.
Well, but I said no one needs to come with us. I don't think anyone. I think they would want to come with us. It's just that they don't.
I feel they've had a long enough day, you know, shrunken and all.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, I'm ready to go whenever anybody else is. I'll just get my stakes.
I think
Zora's,
as
like,
soon as
halfway out the
someone
door.
opens, yeah, as soon as like you open the front door, you see like Eisen like bolt and start heading towards the direction of the caves. All right. By the time that you begin heading over towards the pools of water here commanded by the Order of the Lake, we see the silhouette of Nimue exiting out. And as you're making your way towards the wilderness that divides the caves with the moon grove, you see a throng of shadows approaching you. One of them moving much more quickly than the others.
I think if she hasn't seen something happening, she tends to act as though she has. Part of it is like she likes being an oracle, and part of it and she likes that people are like never sure what she knows or doesn't know, and then part of it is she feels like she has to keep up appearances as like an all-knowing oracle. So when she sees the shadows coming towards her, she doesn't like hesitate, or she approaches them as though she was expecting them.
As the group of you are kind of bounding up, Nimue looks ethereal here in the basking moonlight. It is full and round above you, and it washes everything in a milky blue-white light. And I think even now, like, Nimue is still, like, you're probably still kind of wet a little bit from the pools, so the light just sort of glistens and sparkles on you.
I feel like Nimue is always a little damp. I'm always wet, baby. I mean, that's part of being a water genasi. But it definitely shows better in the light of the moon than like you're sitting at the dining room table just like slightly damp. So this is her element. And yeah, she's covered her like again like slightly damp white gauzy like underrobe with like a dark blue wrap over robe, and is walking probably is this the grove? Is it in like a field? Is it like
So you haven't quite made it to the grove yet. Basically, you are all meeting at a crossroads in a forested area.
Okay, so she wears like light slippers, not for like tromping through a forest, but like if there's a path, it's fine. And she approaches you and like meets each of your eyes in turn as though she's like, ah, yes, I knew you would come. And then says, you had need of me? I have come.
Anyway, it's so, as always, wonderful to see you. Elaine? As I'm like looking, eyeing you like with the, what's new? What's up? What's the hot goss?
Oh, yes, Elaine is me. Yes, sorry. No, we don't have need of you. Lady Morgana called for us all. So, thank you for coming.
We should not keep her waiting.
No, you're right. I was looking over to Zora. What's the inn called again? The inn.
Calamity doesn't remember because
It's something Hearth Inn, yeah. Okay.
It's what?
Hearth Inn.
Hearth Inn. Hearth Inn.
We
So is it
need to go to the
basically back
Hearth.
the way we came?
Yeah.
The way you guys came?
Yeah.
I feel like at that point, like when you said like the Hearth Inn, even if Elaine continues, Nimue just like nods slowly and then like walks through the party and continues back in the direction.
Like Elaine's like turning as she's speaking, being like, "So we need to go to the Hearth." She's gonna be there.
Just like starts that way, like yeah.
You like part the party like with your presence, and you begin to move back the direction that they had come from. And I think this is a really good spot for us to take a break. So we will be back in about 5 to 10 minutes. Please join us. We're gonna do some stretches, grab some snacks, rehydrate, and we'll be back here soon. Yay. Hello everyone, welcome back. So Nimue, as you step between the party, your hand brushes up against Elaine's.
Totally an accident.
two of
Definitely didn't
you-
do that on purpose.
Two of you have a moment, but it's not that kind of moment. It's the kind of moment that jars you.
That kind of.
All of a sudden, almost as if a veil has been pulled over your eyes, Nimue, you have another vision. And Elaine, in this moment, you share the vision with Nimue. You both see the exact same thing. And this has never happened to you before. The two of you look out into the mists that surround Avalon, You see the mountains of the Brone chain in the background. You see the forests broken on their rocky faces, and below is a battlefield. Nimue, you instantly spot this unicorn wreathed in blue hot flame. Elaine, this is the first time you've ever seen it. And as both of you lock eyes onto this creature, it's staring back at you. Elaine, you would recognize Morgana in any shape that she takes. The two of you are standing, hands barely touching, a distance away. You do have a limited ability to interact with it.
I suppose, like, I'm kind of, like, from the outside, if you're not in the vision, just halted in my steps with my, probably the back of my knuckles, like, just brushing, just, like, frozen, next to Elaine's. My eyes, like, wide and black. And in the vision, I turn as though to, like, move, because last time I was, trying to get a vision of what surrounded the unicorn, and this time I'm just like, oh, like, given this gift, I must approach it and, like, see what I can learn from it. And as I move, I see in my peripheral vision Elaine, and it halts me, and I turn to her, and I'm just like, and I'm looking at her for the moment, speechless, I suppose.
I think Elaine is also speechless, and then sort of looks like, has been staring at Morgana, and then sees Nimue staring at her, and sort of turns around, and then reaches a hand out towards Nimue, as if she thinks that that is part of the vision as well.
And I think that it's never happened to me that someone's come into a vision with me, so I think that I'm just like, oh, Elaine must be relevant to this vision, and Elaine is reaching to me. This much must mean something in the vision. So I don't reach back. I just look at you, and I ask Elaine, vision Elaine, I say, why is it you reach for me? Trying to get some, like, ultimate, like, answer. Like, why are you here on this battlefield?
I think Elaine sort of brings her hand back to her side and looks at it briefly, and then, you don't know that, do you?
You ask me for answers? And
No.
then I, like, kind of, it's starting to sink in a little.
Elaine's gonna look back, and Elaine also thinks that Nimue is a part of the vision, so Elaine sort of looks back at the Morgana unicorn. No, I ask you for answers, and sort of tries to speak across the field.
Nimue, as you look over towards the unicorn with Elaine's words, you see that the unicorn is gone, and instead stands a tall, dark woman. You see that she is holding a sword, and it is a very familiar sword to you. You would recognize it anywhere. You see that it is speared into the soft, mossy earth at her feet. It is a very simple blade. It is deeply silver, and it is wreathed in gold at the hilt. You know this to be the Sword of the Lake. You would remember it anywhere. You know exactly where it lives, where it is kept hidden. And this woman, Morgana, is just staring at you. The flames have been quenched, and there's an eerie silence, but she does not respond to either of you.
So if she isn't responding to the direct question from Elaine, who I'm now like, okay, like, you're not a normal vision type person. I can recognize now. And I say, is this battlefield? Is this fiery chaos? Is this when the sword should be used? Or is the sword the cause of all of this? And I think that, like, some of what I'm saying in the vision, I'm also, like, mumbling outside of the vision, which is probably why Sister Fenice, why she, like, loves hanging out with me when I'm having visions, because I just, like, talk them.
Mumble in the corner, yeah.
Yeah, so, like, there's you hear mumbling about, like, Nimue and then Morgana and then a sword. But yeah, can I guess, can I roll Arcana to try and, like, get a grasp on the order of operations that I think that it's indicating regarding the sword?
Yeah, you absolutely have the ability to grab the reins of your visions. Roll me Arcana.
I want to use one of my hero points, or two of my hero points, to make it a nat 20.
Absolutely. Thank you, chat, for all of the hero points. We're making good use of them now. All right, you use your nat 20 here. You hone in on your training, and you're absolutely able to wrangle this vision. You pull on it like a stray thread in a sweater, and it begins to unravel around you. The two of you, all of a sudden, see the vision change. Elaine, you're not used to this, so you feel like you're being wretched around. It is disorienting, your gut is turning, and you find it very hard to stand up straight. Nimue, this doesn't faze you at all. The vision ahead of you changes. It is ripped from light and shoved into darkness. Nimue, you see a vision of the sword falling from a hand and falling onto a field of blood. It shifts again. You see the shores of Avalon and a single boat pushing off. This dark woman riding inside of it and heading off towards Arkfell, the land beyond Avalon. Morgana is leaving. She's not here anymore. And you get the sense that maybe in this vision, it might be very relevant to now.
And I, like, there's this really awesome, like, you know, the Galadriel Dark Queen, like, instead of a, like, Lord, you will have a queen, both darkness and beautiful as the dawn, or whatever. Like, that's very much like when she takes the reins of the vision so effectively. Like, it's very much like she's glowing with moonlight and her hair is all, like, flowy and fluttery. It's great. And when she has the vision of Morgana leaving on the boat, she just says with, like, complete confidence, she says, Morgana says we are meant to leave here.
No. No, that we're to stay here and wait for her.
No, she is gone. She has already left. Did you not see what I saw? It was clear as day.
But we can't go on. We can't go to Arkfell. I won't go on the boat again. I can't go with her.
Are we still, like, in the vision?
You have the ability to break out of the vision at any point, and it will take Elaine out as well.
I will maintain the vision for a moment, and I will turn toward Elaine, and at this point, I'm just, like, absolutely certain that what I've seen and what I've said, I'm just like, this is it. Absolute certainty. Even if it's not, I'm just gonna say it is. And so I turn to Elaine, and, like, probably we haven't, like, moved physically, so she's still close enough, and I would like to grab, like, both of her hands in mine and look at her straight on with, like, the most direct eye contact that it's almost, like, uncomfortable, and she's still glowing with the vision, and she says, Elaine, this is the task that Morgana has laid before you. we are to leave Avalon, and either you will come or you will abandon your quest and your fate, and you will fade.
I will go with her. I will go with you. I will go with her because she is my lady, Morgana. And as I say that, that's my divine word for word of radiance. And I think that slowly, when Nimue dissolves the vision, as she's doing so, Elaine's skin is sort of like humming with this like light that's like bordered in black fire, as if the light's pushing away the black fire. And that's sort of the last thing that Elaine can really see in her eyes when the vision gets dissolved.
I love it. I think in this moment, as you are both pulling out of the vision, Elaine, your radiance is burning a lot brighter than it has ever before. You have drawn the star card. You instantly add +1 to one of your stats, cannot exceed 24.
Thank you so much, person who gave me a card from the deck of many. Oh my goodness. Okay. Blue Jay. In the vision, what were you trying to imbue me with in that moment? If you had to make it a stat.
I feel like I'm thinking like confidence, because I felt like you were feeling fear. So
Okay.
like the opposite of fear.
So like strength or
see.
constitution?
I was looking at like what role it would be if this was like a role.
No.
I think I think
would
that
say-
yeah, you go ahead. You're the GM.
I would say probably charisma is your strength of personality, and wisdom would be like your willpower. So
Okay.
I
Ooh,
think one
yeah.
of those two might be really good.
Willpower makes sense to me.
Okay. All right,
Like
I'll
I'm trying
bump
to
up
give
my
you
wisdom.
strength of will. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to take that from being 18 to being 19 now. So
Hell yeah.
thank you so much.
Awesome. And speaking of deck of many, thank you, She Roast, for the card to Nimue. Tell me when to stop.
Stop.
Okay. Cool. All right. Yeah, so as they leave this sequence of a prophecy, perhaps, you all see Elaine burst into light. Not literally burst, but light bursting from her. And all of you are kind of standing here in the forest in the dark. What do you do?
Take 2 steps back.
I feel like Elaine's kind of just like rocking there as like everything's coming back to her.
And yeah, Nimue is also kind of like standing, like I guess we're probably facing opposite directions. And like she's frozen, but a little more steady, because she's done this before. And like she closes her eyes for a moment to try and like cement the vision in her memory. And then she turns to look at Elaine and she says, "Are you ready?"
And Elaine sort of waits until she can feel the radiance entirely having left her. So there's no magic or Morgana or vision in her. And just, yes.
And then
You know
I
what I
will
have to-
turn to... Yeah, go ahead, sorry.
Nimue, you would know that as an acolyte in the Order of the Lake, you need to speak with the Lady of the Lake for permission to leave and have passage through her domain.
Mm-hmm. So I will turn to the rest of the party and I say, "Morgana has sent me a vision. we are to leave here. We are to leave the island of Avalon. You must all prepare yourselves. And I'm just like assuming like I have the vision here. They're all involved. Definitely 100%. I'm super confident in myself. And I say, I must speak to the lady. And we will start at first light. I don't know what time it is.
It's night.
But that seems
Dark.
like a great time.
It's
to
still
leave.
dark. It's dark.
Again, Nimue is super confident.
A second. We? What part do I
Is that
have
a
in
question?
this?
Sorry?
Yes. Yes.
You question my visions?
I do not question your vision, I just question the part I have in it. You know, I would never question your vision anyway.
I may not know what lies at the end of this path, but I know we must all walk it together. Perhaps it leads you somewhere you would actually like to go. And she's like hinting, unlike other places that you don't want to be.
She'll slowly nod. I suppose I have nothing better to do.
Does anyone else have any objection? Oh, you're muted. Oh no, you're not muted.
We all just hang out and play with the Drake for a little bit. Ison's doing little tricks and flips. And
fetch.
playing fetch with Ison, hanging out.
Having a
You
grand.
know, when they all first went off and Ison just bolted, I think Zora was like, yeah, and just bolted after him. Just trying to keep up. Could not, but tried.
No. Have you tried a different browser?
No.
We're gonna get this figured
The
out.
prophecy
100%.
was too strong.
It was
I
too
broke the
strong. The
stream.
light burned out Kinesis' eyes. No. Oh, we have a card drawer apparently while we wait. It's just
That'll fix it. That'll fix
I'll
everything.
fix it.
Oh, so much hair. Did Ade have any objection to our task?
She would be quite confused. And like, I was only just promoted. I don't think I have vacation days to leave.
What's your job?
Oh, I'm part of the Drake Wardens. I'm supposed to patrol the perimeter of Avalon, not leave it.
Oh.
It is obvious
have-
to me that Morgana wished that we have protection, and what better protection than you and your Drake? I forgot its name.
Ison.
Like Nimue forgot its name, not me.
Oh, I'm sure there's better Drake Wardens you can get for that.
There may
Ison's baby.
There may be more experienced Drake Wardens, but it is apparent to me and to Morgana that none are more suited to this task.
Sometimes, I didn't really understand why Morgana chose me either. but I just think that there's a higher power out there, and I think that the aspects and all of that is more, it might not be more important to us, but I think that, you could actually help people a lot more by helping Morgana, because she knows how to do that. I don't know. I just feel like the Drake Wardens would understand. I think you're doing the right thing.
Besides, if there are more experienced Drake Wardens in the guard here, then surely Avalon will be well protected if you were to leave.
Oh, that's true. I'm sure Avalon will be safe. Well, it's gonna be a tough sell to my captain.
You need merely tell him that the Oracle has seen you are leaving, and then he will let you go. Or she. They.
Can I get that in writing?
You
All
need
day.
not get it
We'll
in
need
writing.
copies
Just say
for
the
each pronoun.
Oracle has
I
Doctor's note.
There's a chronic problem of people being like, oh yeah, I'm calling out of school because the Oracle said I don't have to go to
Oracle.
school today.
The Oracle
Okay,
said
well,
I was
the
gonna
Oracle
be sick
told
today,
me.
so
The Oracle told me that I had to go, and I'm still here, okay? Because the team needs us, okay? Because we're really understaffed right now. So you could just come in anyway.
there's a labor shortage right now. The Oracle
Yeah,
doesn't.
we're in a recession. Like, you need to come in. Or we could make something up so that they think that there's protection. There's wild drakes out there in Arkville, and we have to go and catch them.
So we see the party splitting here. Those of you that wish to go with Nimue, you would know that the Lady of the Lake has very high authority here in Avalon, so a favor could definitely go in your way if Nimue were to vouch for you in front of the lady. So if that's something you seek, you would know that's an option. Otherwise, you have a very cryptic task ahead of you. Very little go on other than prophecy from a very reliable source. And you have preparations to make, perhaps. Who will join Nimue as she begins to make her way back towards the caves?
So,
I will.
Is Nimue going to briefly speak to the lady and then is going out to go
Yeah.
on our little journey? Okay, I would go then, yeah.
Ade would have to go.
I need to get permission. I need to tell her all about my vision.
Guess I'm going too.
Okay, awesome.
We're not splitting the party. Never mind.
Yay!
Okay.
Yay! Okay. All right. Nimue, you walk through the halls of the caves here of Avalon. This is perhaps the first time that any of your other companions have ever set foot in here. This is a very sacred place. It's well protected. And it is also very dark and wet. You see that there are these orbs of light, very soft and dimly lit, that hover near the walls here. There is a perpetual drip, drip of water as you move through the various chambers. You see that intricately carved and expertly made furniture, made of stone primarily, sometimes glass, have been set about these various halls. And as you're moving through here, Janine, I need a card draw from you. Thank you, Celtic 413. Tell me when to stop.
Stop. Now.
No.
Okay. Nimue, you take the path that heads deeper into the earth. You know that the lady lives deep, deep down. As you're beginning to make your way below the lake of Avalon here, you all get a sense of a subterranean level. There's a pressure in your ears, a wave sound ringing off the walls, and it empties out into a large chamber. It is about 80 feet tall, about 200 feet wide. It is a gentle slope down to a rocky platform, and then it ends abruptly into a much smaller lake, but almost a lake in itself. Light hovers like stars against the dark ceiling. Nimue, you stand before this small body of water. What do you say?
I think that there's probably a way that things are done. And can I just make it up, I'm guessing?
Yeah.
Yeah. So Nimue motions for everyone to, stand back away from the edge of the lake. Because I'm saying that touching the water is for the acolytes of the lake only. And there's probably all sorts of either rumors or actual rules concerning this area, and maybe not everyone knows which is which. So Nimue, she sheds the outer darker robe, and she folds it gently and goes to put it on the ground. I don't know if anyone would take it from her.
I could.
Okay, so then lets Elaine take it, and then she just walks into the lake with her eyes downcast, and walks in probably up to her waist, and then she just lets her hands sit in the water, buoyant, and she says, "My lady," and then she just waits.
There is a long pause and silence. Can I get perception checks from everyone but Nimue?
$16.
Good, not one.
Elaine.
Help me.
And I got a 12.
15.
Okay, Elaine, you can't see shit, but everyone else, you see a dark shape lope across the surface of the water, a long, slender body, and then it dips back down beneath the surface and disappears. It comes again closer, just as fast, almost like a serpent. And then there's a rumbling sound, a shaking of the cave itself. You can feel the ground vibrating beneath your feet. Water drips aggressively from the ceiling and hits your head, your shoulders. It dampens your clothes. And rising from the water all at once, and a splash washes over Nimue and all of you on the platform, as this massive silver dragon rears its head and looks down at the group of you. And you hear its voice trembling your bones.
Nimue, you have summoned me.
Yes, my lady. I have had a vision. The Lady Morgana
Speak.
has left Avalon, and she wishes us to follow her.
You see a massive claw. Do dragons have paws? No,
Definitely
it's
claws.
a
I think it's
claw.
claw.
now.
It's claw. Yeah, it's claw.
Meow. You see-
Anyway, yeah.
Yeah. You see a massive claw rise up. This is an enormous ancient dragon. It is gargantuan in size. It would dwarf very many buildings. And as this claw comes up, it gently touches your forehead, Nimue, with absolute precision and care. And as it does, you relay your vision and you transfer it, you share it with the lady, and she says,
I see as you see. I feel as you feel. This is a troubling prophecy, Nimue. And you ask me to leave.
Sorry. I would never ask such a thing of you, lady. Send me as your ambassador. Yeah, that's the word. Send me as your ambassador. I will follow Morgana and find out how to prevent, or if we shall prevent, this vision from occurring. And she's still like head down, eyes closed, hands in the water. She hasn't she hasn't looked up. She's like very, very subservient behavior. And like she didn't even flinch when the dragon like touched her. She's like very careful. But I think from the people that got like really high perception, you can probably see, like, because her robe is like mostly sheer, you can see that her shoulders are super tense, like just vibrating almost.
Can I get perception checks from everyone except Nimue again?
Ade wouldn't be have their eyes open. They'd also be kind of like taking a knee and kind of like hand over their chest and like eyes down, like as soon as the lady kind of came out of the water.
Okay, very good.
I think Elaine is eyes agape. I got a 19.
I got a nat 20.
Yay! First nat 20 of the game! Yes!
Yeah, I'm never gonna get another one again.
Okay. So all three of you see, as you're perceiving this dragon, you see the light playing off of the scales and it is scintillating. And you see that there's a very deliberate etching down the throat of this dragon, and it looks like a sword. Elaine, you realize that this is the same sword that you saw in that shared vision.
Just gonna file that away in my brain.
Yeah. Then the lady speaks.
My place here as lady is both a blessing and a curse. I may never leave the waters of Avalon, so it is you, Nimue, that I choose to represent me. Go and seek out this coming malady. The turning of the age draws near. Death awaits no one.
And maybe it's like a little bit like, because we just relived the vision again when the lady like touched her forehead. But when she says death awaits no one, Nimue says like instinctively without like thinking about it, she says, and everyone. And then there's a little like her eyes open, like still downcast, and she's like, as you say, lady.
I had a question. This is all like telepathic, right?
No,
Like,
you
from
all
the
hear
lady?
this.
Oh, we can hear it. Okay.
Yeah.
Never mind. Never mind.
You see the giant claw retracting. The dragon turns its head so its massive eye kind of looks over each one of you.
Does Elaine, I'm gonna ask the question that every GM hates, but when Elaine like meets the lady's eyes, does she feel anything? Does she feel any like spark within her of like Morgana's like boons, or does she feel like a spiritual connection to the lady or anything like that?
Roll me Arcana.
Okay.
That's actually a very beautiful question, because the way that magic works in this world is that literally everything is connected.
Oh, that's fine. Okay. What can I do with my hero points again?
You can use 1 to re-roll. You can use 2 to make it a nat 20.
Okay, if I re-roll, can I pick which one I go with or no?
Yeah, sure.
Are you worried about
okay.
rolling lower?
Yeah, it could be done. Elaine would do it. I could see it happening. Okay, I'm gonna re-roll and use one of my hero points. Okay, I got a 17, and I think that Elaine, when looking, would tap into the moon aspect.
As you're looking into the eye of the lady, it's almost as if looking into the moon itself. It is a large, milky white orb that perceives you. You can see that the iris is almost silver in color as it moves around, looking over your delicate details. And when you perceive the lady for the first time, this secretive creature of magic, you definitely get the sense that it is very powerful. You know that the role of Lady of the Lake gets passed down and it's inherited, and that this creature is more ancient and more powerful than Morgana. Beyond that, you don't really feel a connection in any kind of significant way other than the way that all magical beings are connected.
Okay. Cool.
Well, in the classic way, whatever the lady commands, I, of course, will do my best. And I give a low curtsy.
The eye flicks over towards you, sister. And as it does, as you meet the gaze of the lady, it's almost as if lightning strikes. You feel the hairs on your arms, the back of your neck rise with a sudden tenseness. And you have a vision. It's jarring. You're not used to visions. You see a land wreathed in blue flame. You see your home breaking, burning, uncontrolled. Something terrible is going to happen. You aren't sure when it's going to be or how this circumstance comes. But you know somehow in your bones that whatever is going to happen, it's going to consume everything. And you feel deep down inside, the path will lead to death. You have drawn the Fool card. As this moment washes over you, the Fool card is you lose something, a memory, a sense, a bond. It could even be something physical. You basically have to let go of something. If you want, I can give you a minute to think about it.
You know what? Yeah, give me a minute to think about it, actually.
Okay. So we have this moment where there's just silence. The lady perceives your companion, and then it moves on, looks over Zora, Ade, then back to Nimue.
You have your task.
I will not fail you. And then she, like, still eyes downcast, like, still, like, hands open, like, steps backward out of the water.
Slowly, the dragon begins to sink back down and slips away silently, almost as if a shadow.
And I think, like, as soon as the presence of the lady exits the cave, Nimue just like collapses.
Obviously, I'm there to catch you.
Obviously.
Ooh.
It always takes a lot out of me. Sorry.
It is quite the frightening visage that she puts out. But in all things, as I'm kind of shaken myself, in all things we know that we have the power to change destiny, fate, and the things said within that cave and the things that you see, we can always make it a little better.
And I look at
tear,
you and
like
I kind
a
of
single tear.
Yeah, I look at you and I see reflected in your eyes the vision of the at least the morbidity of it. I can see like on your face because I'm used to seeing the effects that visions have on people. So at least I can see like it was impactful for you. And I say, at the very least, we shall try. And then I like gather myself to stand and take my like robe from Elaine and I say, well, the lady has given us a task.
And as I turn to the rest of our group, as I kind of pulled ahead to catch Nimue, there's nothing outside of the appearance, like their appearance, that I'm familiar with Zora. And there's like the slight like niggling of former memories, but I think what was lost was every interaction that we've ever had prior to this. But I'm not willing to put that out just yet to Zora. And Sister Fennis just kind of looks at you with a puzzling look. And like a faint recognition, but not what you had seen upon, like, when we walked into the cave. It's a very different look.
And she'll notice that. I mean, it's a bit obvious. She'll notice that and sort of, because you can kind of tell when somebody like doesn't recognize you. They're like, "Oh, hey, hi, how are you?" Like you can kind of tell when someone doesn't really recognize you. So sort of, she knows this is a weird place, so she just feels like something weird went down. That's why she's been very quiet here, because she's like, I'm not trying to get in any kind of mess, any kind of trouble. I'm already in a mess. I can't do any more of this. And sort of like just files that away and says, well, I dare say we all deserve a pint after this, or at least a nap.
I think I'd like to make the preparations for our journey.
Oh, that's what I was talking about.
I see.
I
think I'd like a lie down, if I could send you with the list.
I think Nimue is just like, I think I will rest here and gather my things and meet you all at first light at the Hearth Inn, if that's all right.
Oh, they'll all be big by then as well, so we could go say hi.
I nod as though I know what you're talking about, even though I have no idea.
I nod, like, forgetting that you don't know what I'm talking about.
I mean, I'm an oracle. I could know. You don't
You
know.
could know, you know all. I mean, Elaine probably thinks that you can read her mind at all times at this rate, honestly. You just like look at you, like whenever you make eye contact with her, her brain's like chocolate, 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 clouds, 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 clouds. Not thinking about anything else. So Elaine sort of just like fiddles with her hands, with the absence of the cloak, and Morgana left some things that I would need to tend to plants and half-formed things and the like. So I first light is best for me as well, so I can. Do you think she's coming back?
I think that we have to go to her.
Okay, I'll bring
I
them.
don't
with
think she
me
shall be
then.
returning.
Okay. Well, there was a flower we were growing, so I should figure that. Yeah, I can. I'm going to go do that. And Elaine sort of feels a very strange feeling great, artiste. When she's sort of walking away from the throng of the group, the feeling of like she hasn't been in a room full of that many people in a really long time, I think, and she feels this like strange loneliness when she gets further away.
I think at that moment, Zora will look at Ade and say, "And where will you be going?"
Probably back home. Check in with the Drake Wardens to fill them in on the news, I guess.
I suppose I shall return to Hearth Inn and deal with the miniature residents myself.
Good luck.
It's not like they can go far. I hope. I should get back.
Well, if they did go far, you probably wouldn't see them. So.
Oh gosh, I'm going to go. And then sort of like turns and is like, I have been away from them too long.
All right. So we see the party split ways as they begin their preparations. And we will revisit those next time, but I leave you with a final scene. Meanwhile, in a very different part of the world, there are no trees here. There are no plants. This is a world of rock and stone and steel. A long hall of marble with glass windows marking brilliant jewel tone images and visagry of long battles won, conquests successful, enemies slain. We hear the ring of footsteps. A long golden dress pulls along with each movement, and the light dances off of it. The being maneuvers around a corner and pushes open a door. The door echoes and echoes and echoes as it empties into a throne. And there sits a king. King that has no idea what's about to happen. Nimue, you have drawn the skull card. Circumstances are going to be working against you. You don't know why, but your next encounter is going to be a little harder.
Oh, excellent.
And that is where we're going to end the session for today.
Why me?
I don't know. Why not?
That's what
That's
you
what
said.
happens
You
when
said
you're-
stop.
This is what happens when you're off screen for a long amount of time. We just like give you a bunch of content to make up for it, and sometimes everything sucks and you're gonna lose and die. But like that's just
It's
the
okay.
way the cookie does crumble.
That's the way the deck of many things crumbles.
Does.
Thank you so much, everyone, for all of your show of support. Thank you so much for all the hero points, these awesome card draws that we had today. I think that they are going to play out very, very cool ways next time as we expand upon them. I want to thank everyone that was here to help support the show, hanging out in chat, helping us out with the socials, and I want to thank our lovely cast. We're going to go around, and I would like you to tell me about who you are, where we can find you, and if you had a particular moment during today's stream that you liked, maybe share a little bit of that. And we'll start off in the other direction and begin with Blue Jay.
Hi everybody, I'm Blue Jay, and if you missed it at the beginning of the stream, you can find me and all the links to all the things I do on Twitter at BlueJay_712. And my favorite part of the session was Stella's really cool dragon voice, and probably also Stella's silly, like, short people voice. Just the voices were excellent. I loved them.
The production quality is just raising the bar always.
Yay, thank you. I was like, when I was like prepping this, I was like, do we add the very tiny shrunken down people and do the silly voice? Will that kill the vibe? And I was like, you know what? We should set the tone. It's gonna be swinging a little bit. Thank you so much. Next we have Janine.
Hello, I am Janine, also known as Blips, also known as Blips and Shits, also known as XJ9. You can find me on Twitter at Blips and Shits, and you will see all of the things that I'm doing, but I guess I can do a quick rundown real quick here, if you don't mind.
Yeah.
Sundays, Total Party Chill. Tuesdays, 12-Sided Stories. Saturdays, here. And then some other Sundays, that D'Angelo's channel. But I will be posting my schedule pretty soon on Twitch, or on Twitter, because I'm bad at keeping track of it myself. And my favorite part of tonight's episode, obviously the voices were gonna be mine too. That's brilliant. I love it. Also production quality on top of it, aside from, you know, my mic cutting in and out. And again, thank you guys for bearing with me on that. For inter-character moments, just Zora, I cannot wait to explore that character more, because maybe impetuous is the wrong word to use, but just like a little bit of, y'all know what you're doing, right? No? Okay, cool. I love that.
Excellent. Thank you so much. Next we have Prince X Calamity.
Hello, I'm Prince X Calamity. You can find me as Prince X, Pincex, Calamity on all the things. I'm a game developer, writer, content creator, do a lot of things. You can mostly find me on Twitter if you want to see all the different things I do. I've gotten active on YouTube lately, which has been super fun. I'm also part of a bunch of different shows. Honestly, Twitter's gonna be your best bet if you want to know what I'm up to lately. So yeah, my favorite part of tonight was everything, truly. Like, getting to, like, interact with this cast has been absolutely delightful. Like, seeing everyone, like, after talking about our characters for the times that we have, and like brainstorming our characters, like, to actually come in and start interacting with everyone was really cool. But my actual favorite thing was the pets. All the pets. The owlbear, the drake, the pets.
I liked the moment of everyone silently staring at me after I've been like, where was I picked up the owlbear? Where was I picked up?
Why are you gonna pick up the owlbear?
Right after I had described the owlbear being 1,000 pounds.
No, I knew it. She was just like, you could magically, like, just lighten it.
Pocket owlbear.
Pocket owlbear.
Yeah,
magic,
and
right?
then
just shrink it.
Yeah, and then like immediately going to the Hearth Inn and seeing everybody tiny, and you're like,
See, they did it. What could we have done it? You were looking at me.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Next, we have Lady May.
Oh, hey, I'm May. I can be found on the internet, on Twitter, Lady May, MEA, Lore Everlasting, which is all the tabletop stuff. Monday nights, we have a Doctor Who show. All the companions are doctors. Super fun time. It's all companion episode this week. Tuesdays, Visions of Gold, IDM, that one. It's called Another Deep Campaign. I feel like I'm forgetting things. So, and then, yeah, Saturdays, obviously, back here. Not next week because Gen Con, the week after. And, yeah, Twitter for all the things. And, I like the Lady of the Lake vibe. Yes, please. I think that was my favorite.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Next, we have Bread Witchery.
Hi, I'm Holly, aka Bread Witchery. I am a Twitch partner who's on hiatus, but you can find me on Twitter and Instagram, and I also do fun cosplay photo stuff that you can see in my link tree. My favorite part of the episode, I think, was me sharing the vision with Nimue, especially because of how we both thought we were part of the vision. But yeah, I like that the best.
Awesome.
And you
Thank
were
you so
there,
much.
and you were there.
And the Morgana was there, and your sword on your neck was there. It was all
Elaine to
there.
Nimue, I had a dream about you.
You dream about you. You used to dream about us.
It wasn't sexy, I promise.
Was it?
It was a totally
what
normal
if-
dream.
I had a
But
dream,
what
and like you were like so mean to me in my dream last night, Nimue. That was out of control, and you're like, that was a vision. I was just me.
Hi everyone, I'm Stellaluna. You can find me on Twitch at Stellaluna and Stellaluna TV on all other social media. I hope that you had an absolute wonderful time here. My favorite part was just finally getting to meet all these characters, and we had done a lot of like character building together, and finally seeing all of them in the same scenes. It was a very, very great feeling, and I can't wait to see what comes from it. I'll give y'all a little spoiler. Next episode is going to feature the Moon card and the Empress card. What does it mean? You'll just have to tune in next time, Saturday at 9 p.m. Eastern, except this coming one, the one after that. Yeah. Thank you so much for being here. My brain is starting to do short circuit. I'm done. Help me, May.
I'll help you. Good night, everyone. Bye-bye.